up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match. Barcelona beat Napoli at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium by 4-2 and progressed to the next round, the round 16 of the Europa League. What a performance. World-class Xavi Ball, Tiki Taka in full effect, and Barcelona absolutely killed Napoli. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen right now. It was Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Des Pique, Araujo, and Jordi Alba, midfield three of Busquets, De Jong, and Pedri, and a front three of Adama Traore, Aubameyang, and Ferran Torres. So Xavi went with the right lineup, proper wingers, no Gabi at false 9 or left wing, and picked the perfect lineup. So overall, the team performance on the night, I'm going to give it my highest rating of the season, I believe, an 8 out of 10. World class, magnificent Xavi Ball in full effect. From minute one, we pressed the living life out of Napoli and they couldn't cope. I have two problems with this game. One, not scoring some of the other chances we had, and two, conceding 2 goals. Of course, they had 2 shots, 2 goals, and that is the main problem right now with Barcelona. We concede a lot at the back, but of course the 2 goals, first one, Ter Stegen penalty, stupid from him, couldn't save it. Second one was against the run of play, Ter Stegen, Pique were not communicated well. They gave the ball away in the box from Nico because he was put in a bad position. Politano shoots and scored the near post at Ter Stegen. But the goals that Barcelona scored were world class. Firstly, from Jordi Alba, counterattack from the corner. It was Ferran going through on goal. Adama Traore made some magic, put Jordi Alba through, made it 1-0. Second goal from Frenkie De Jong was an absolute golazo. Golazo. He's running through on goal. They leave him. He has space. Finesses it beautifully in the top right corner and made it 2-0, I believe, and then Pique scored just before halftime, and for me, sealed the tie for Barcelona from the corner. Again, Jordi Alba in the box, ball bounces around, Pique with a beautiful touch and turn, shoots it right at goal, makes it 3-1, and then Aubameyang came in with the killer for that goal. By the way, for the Aubameyang goal, I swear Barcelona passed it like 50 times or something like that. It was ridiculous. From Adama on the right, crossed it in, Frenkie De Jong dummied it, Aubameyang one-time hit in the top right corner and made it 4-1. What a performance. Again, the pressing in this match from Barcelona was ridiculous. High intensity, passing the ball, controlling the play. Napoli did not have a sniff of goal. They couldn't dominate the play in any way, shape, or form. It was a world-class performance in Barcelona, and that gets an 8 out of 10 for me. Let's now get into the individual player ratings. Let's start with the goalkeeper, of course, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, and for me, gets the flop of the match with the lowest rating of 6 out of 10. I'm probably being a bit generous, should have maybe gave him a 5, but I felt like his passing out from the back today was on point, was superb. He had some drop kicks that went straight to the head of Aubameyang and Luke De Jong. They were superb, but of course, 2 shots, 2 goals, and gave away that penalty that could have been a bit ropey for Barcelona. So overall, I think, he was quiet for majority of the game, but his passing out from the back was superb. But, actual goalkeeping wasn't that great. So overall, I will give him a 6 out of 10. Now, into the center backs, firstly on the right-hand side was Gerard Pique. Got a goal, of course, so for me, gets an 8 out of 10. Again, none of the goals were his fault. He was controlling the back line very well. Passing off from the back was superb. And also, he was marking Osimhen the whole entire time and dealt with him very, very professionally. Pique falls for me, 8 out of 10, no doubt about that. And his center back partner on the left-hand side was Ronaldo Araujo, 8 out of 10 as well. Dealt with Insigne very well, kept Zielinski quiet in the cam position as well. Passing out from the back was superb, and also his decision making as well when the ball rolled out for a throw-in, for a corner, when to clear it, when to pass it. He did have one mess up, I believe. I forget what it was, but I remember he had like a bad touch and it led to a counterattack. But besides from that, he was superb in my opinion, and overall gets an 8 out of 10. Into the fullbacks now, we'll start with Serginho Dest on the right-hand side. Very, very solid 7 out of 10 for me. He kept Insigne, one of the best wingers in the world, very, very quiet. Of course, Insigne coming straight back from injury, you could make that argument, but Dest dealt with Insigne to absolute perfection. Insigne was quiet, and Dest did very well. And also going forward, he connected well with Pedri and Adama on the right-hand side as well. Very, very low-key, strong performance from Dest, and for me, gets a very solid 7 out of 10. Now, at left back, It was Jordi Alba. Maybe I'm being a bit generous here as well, but I will give him an 8 out of 10. Of course, scored the goal, put the cross in for Pique's goal as well. 8 out of 10. Very, very strong. Up and down, up and down, up and down that left-hand side. Him, just like Araujo, defended very, very well with his decision-making. Letting the ball go roll out for a corner, for a goal kick, for a throw-in, hitting it off the defender to put it out for a throw-in for Barcelona. Very, very smart today in his defending. I would say he didn't track back as many times. He left, sometimes Frenkie De Jong had to go and left back to, cover for him because he went forward, jogging back a bit. I think, we got to come back and help the team out. But overall, Jordi Alba, again, very, very strong performance. Gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Into the midfield now, we're starting with Busquets, El Capitano at CDM. Very, very strong performance. I was going to give him an 8. In the end, I gave him a 7 because he only played about an hour. He went off injured, I believe. Hopefully, he's okay. I think he gave the ball away a few times in the midfield, but other than that, oh my god, it was vintage Busquets in this game. The connection between the defense, the midfield, and the attack went through him. He was superb. His pressing today was ridiculous as well. Those turns in the midfield to open up space for the other midfielders was superb. Vintage Busquets, he was brilliant for me and gets a 7 out of 10. On the right hand side of the midfield, it was Pedri. Again, similar to Busquets, gets a 7 out of 10 from me as well. He was superb. There was one pass in the game. You all know it. Go on Twitter, you'll see it, or watch the highlights. I was saying to myself on the stream, go wide. Des is wide open. What does Pedri do? No look through ball to Aubameyang, who's through on goal, but in the end, it was a bad touch that let him go. Superb. His vision, this kid's vision is ridiculous, and of course, he's so smooth on the ball. I see him in the midfield, he'll get the ball, he'll be triple man press. Sometimes they would get it from him, but sometimes he would get away from it, and like his turns, his movement, the way he's just so easy on the ball, fantastic performance. Gets a very, very solid 7 out of 10 from me. And lastly, on the left hand side of the midfield, my man of the match, Frenkie De Jong, gets a 9 out of 10. Now he scored a goal, which of course, absolute golazo, but he was the engine in that team today. Up and down the pitch the entire time, was making counterattacks, was making moves, passing was brilliant. Lost the ball a little bit in the midfield. I'll give you guys that because I know a lot of you guys will disagree with this from me, but I thought today Frenkie was absolutely superb, and this is the Frenkie that we want. And we saw this last season, near the end of the season as well. Mr. Consistent. Hopefully now he's back. Goal in the last game, goal in this game. He's been superb, and for me, he was the reason why we won this game. He was the engine in the Bugatti, and he gets a 9 out of 10 from me. Into the forwards now, we're starting with Adama Traore on the right wing, and for me, he gets a very, very solid 8 out of 10. Of course, 2 assists, and he's so... The thing is with Adama, first of all, he's a touch of a truck. The amount of times that his touch led to a throw-in or a goal kick for Napoli was ridiculous. He needs to work on his touch. His touch is atrocious, but running into space, dealing with defenders, crossing into the box, muy mada. Fantastic from Adama. I did not think he would be this good, and looks like now Barcelona may have to cop up that 30 million euros for that buy option, but superb from him. He's going to start the weekend again with looking like Ferran Torres being a little bit injured with discomfort. Superb from him. 2 assists. Did what he had to do, but needs to work on his touch. So overall, gets an 8 out of 10 from me. On the left wing, it was Ferran Torres. I will give him a 7 out of 10. I mainly gave him a 7 for his work rate. I felt like he was up and down the pitch. I felt like he controlled the game as well on the left-hand side. Connected very well with Jordi Alba and Frenkie De Jong. But again, it was in front of goal that let him down a bit. He had a few opportunities when we were, only 2-1. Needs to work on his finishing. Adama needs to work on his touch. He needs to work on his finishing. It's constructive criticism. I think he'll be a great player in the future, but right now, his finishing is atrocious and he needs to work on it. Overall, I thought he had a solid performance, so I will give him a 7 out of 10. And lastly, up top, Aubameyang who? Aubameyang what? Aubameyang Blaugrana, my freaking brother. 7 out of 10 for me. The reason why I gave him a 7, he should have had a hat-trick again. The amount of chances, open headers, shots on goal. He missed a lot of chances, but in the end, he got his goal, and it was a beauty of a strike on the one-timer in the top right-hand corner. We don't really get to see his pace in this game. He was more so playing as like a Luke de Jong striker, like a target man, but did it very well. Got his goal, should have been more, but in the end, he is playing on this team to score his chances, and he got a goal. So overall, for me, gets a 7 out of 10. Now for the substitutions, the subs were Gavi, Nico, Luke de Jong, Dembele, and Ricky Puig, surprisingly. I'll give them all a 6 out of 10, but also to keep in mind, apparently Gavi got a yellow card near the end of the game, and he will be suspended for the first leg of the next round of the Europa League in the round 16. I feel like all these players came in, did what they had to do. Luke de Jong was a bit sloppy, Dembele was okay. I feel like Ricky Puig did okay for, coming in for the first time in a month for 10 minutes. Gavi came in as well, lost a few balls in the midfield, but overall, they came in, they all did what they had to do, and they all get a 6 out of 10 from me. And last but not the least is, of course, the manager, Xavi Hernandez. For the first time in a while, I think since Messi against Granada or whatever, I have pulled out the 10 rating for Xavi Hernandez, and here's my reason. We won, dominating, Xavi Ball, beautiful football. You can look at it and say, oh, we conceded 2 goals, but none of that had to do with Xavi's system. Those were, player mistakes from Ter Stegen, Pique, and Nico as well. We played beautiful football. Everything went perfectly. We're in the next round. His subs today were good. They were spaced out. He made all 5 subs as well. I have no complaints. 10 out of 10 from Xavi for me. Absolutely superb. And hopefully now he continues on and makes this team better. Again, trust the process. Xavi Ball today was in full effect. So that was my match review for Napoli versus Barcelona in the playoffs of the Europa League. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to know firstly, your thoughts on the performance, thoughts on Xavi's performance from his manager point of view, and of course your player ratings as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow early in the morning for the live watch along of the next round draw. I will be doing a live watch along, so tune in for that. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and force a